What is your absolute favorite dish in the entire world? Mine is hand-pulled Chinese noodles. These are my go-to favorite, but they are so difficult to find. And they're made out of 4 simple ingredients. And I'm going to fail today at making my own hand-pulled Chinese noodles. So join the fun when I fail this dish. I have had noodles in a bunch of different states and 2 countries. The absolute best noodles are Peaceful Restaurant Noodles in Vancouver, Washington. They are absolutely to die for. My absolute favorite is the lamb with cumin noodles. Whenever we went there, we would eat in the restaurant and get an order to take home. They were so good. Yang's Noodles in California and in Sacramento, they're close. They're not completely there, but they're really close. They have a beef noodle dish that is absolutely delicious, absolutely to die for. And Woon's Kitchen Noodles in LA, they're pretty good too. I really enjoy them. And I've had some not so great noodles. We've had noodles in Seattle. We went to this place in the University District of Seattle. It wasn't that great. And then I tried a noodle place in San Gabriel Valley. Again, it was kind of a fail. I just wasn't very happy. We walked away with food on our dish. And I'm fat. I don't leave food on my dish. So today we're going to try a recipe that I got off the internet that says it's the easiest, hardest recipe you're ever going to try. The ingredients are so incredibly simple. The technique is what's so hard, and you have to be very, very patient. So I'm putting in 4 cups of flour. 4, yep. I'm going to add a tablespoon of salt. Yes, I said a tablespoon. It wasn't quite a whole tablespoon. My tablespoon won't fit. And that goes. And I'm going to drizzle in 2 cups of warm or lukewarm water, not cold, and not hot. And I'm going to set this on my mixer and be right back. Let this go for a good maybe 4 minutes, and I've turned it back out onto my workstation with a little bit of flour. And my goal isn't to incorporate a bunch of flour, but it is to get some of the stickiness off. And so I'm going to knead this for a couple of minutes. I want it more pliable than it is. It's really soft, and you want a soft dough. From what I've read, and like I said, I've never ever made these before, but from what I've read, the less water that you add, you will get a better noodle. I do not do this every day, but we're on day 10 or 11 of our quarantine. I forgot. And all my favorite restaurants are either far away or they sell out. There's this place in LA I haven't been able to try yet, but I follow them on Instagram, Bang Bang Noodles. They looked absolutely delicious. He posts all of his really cool social media, and he sells out before he opens, he sells out. Oh, I cannot wait to try. Okay, this is actually feeling really good. I'm surprised. We have a long ways to go. I have a long way before I fail. But this feels really, really nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my dough, I'm going to pop it back into my pan, and I'm just going to let it rest. gonna let it hang out for 15 minutes. Alexa, set a timer for 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Starting.
My dough, I have let it rest 2 different times now. I'm gonna see what's gonna happen now. Now this is the tricky part. This is the part where you go to school in China for decades to learn how to do this. I have a little bit more flour on my workstation, and I'm going to roll this out. I have my Williams & Sonoma roller that we don't use that very often, but it's a really nice roller. And I am going to start rolling, and my goal is to get this into some sort of a rectangle. And I don't know how this is going to work. As you can see, my dough is bouncing back on me, which means it probably needs to rest a little bit longer. So I'm going to roll this into the biggest triangle that I can, trying to get it to about half an inch maybe, and then I will be back. Thanks. Now I have my knife and I have my rectangle of dough, and I'm cutting this in half, and I'm going to pull this 2 different ways. The first way is that I'm going to cut in nice strings, and I'm going to place them in here. We have been playing with noodles for a while, and it's taken us a long time to kind of figure it out, but we kind of got it. It's hard. They're not perfect, but they are stretching. That's kind of awesome. I mean, I can't tell you how excited I am about that. And I also made a couple of realizations. One, they do dry out. So again, you gotta work, not like fast, but it's not something that you're gonna take hours to do. And you have to let your dough rest. When we first started playing around, they kept tearing, and we basically walked away and let them sit for another 15 minutes, kind of all on their own, just hanging out on the counter. And yeah, they dried up a tiny bit, but they became so much more pliable. Look at that. That is just amazing. For a person that's never done this before, I am so impressed. Not of myself, but of this. And going back to my noodles that I put in here, I realized that I needed to roll them. So I took all of my noodles out. Again, I let them rest for a good 15 minutes. I took them out and I literally put them on the counter and, no, rolled them. This isn't gonna let me roll it. And put it back in my container. When we come back, we're gonna start boiling these. So the easy way, they said, and I don't know how easy it's gonna be, is that you take the hot pot of water and you take your noodle and you start putting it in the pot and you pull it. So any thicker pieces you're gonna pull. I've been working for an hour on these noodles. I had to cook all of them. And these are the flat noodles. They came out kind of cool. It's not a complete fail. Obviously, this is not something that you would spend a lot of money in a restaurant for, but I'm trying it at home because we're all quarantined. We're doing our best to do some things in our house that we've never done before, and this is one of those. So if you have nothing to do next week, and you want to try making noodles, I would encourage you to make this. So my Cumin Lamb homemade noodles with peppers and onions was not a complete fail. I was actually quite happy with what I did. I'm going to try this again and again and again. But I still encourage you to go out and find the absolute best handmade noodles that your state has to offer. I can't wait to taste these. Thank you so much for coming. I almost forgot my toppings. You can add peanuts. You can add cilantro. You can add green onion. And you can add sesame seeds. Whatever you need to add to make your homemade dish truly takeout quality. Thank you for coming and showing up in my channel. and I can't wait to see you again. Remember, subscribe and like, and come back often. Thank you. Bye-bye. Stay safe.